Hey guys, I'm Jackie Brubaker, host of the Love You Even More podcast. I'm an author, marriage and family therapist in training, performer, and 2-time Emmy Award winner. Each week, I bring on people from all walks of life to talk to them about their inspiring stories in the fields of self-development, relationships, business, and how you can love yourself even more. For more about me and the podcast, visit us at loveyouevenmore.com. Welcome, Elizabeth Webb, to the Love You Even More podcast. Elizabeth is a new author. She has this incredible book. It's called Made for Magic. It is a fun read. It's a fast read too. She is also a transformational coach. She works with top executives in behavioral health and all of that. She's basically just got your brain and your body down. And we're going to talk all about that today in all different ways. Elizabeth, welcome so much to the podcast.
I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. I'm so glad that one of our brains is turned on today because mine's a little tired. So one of the first things that I want to ask you about is tell me how you decided to write Made for Magic. Like, how did that actually come to you as a book that wanted to be written?
Oh, thank you so much for asking. Well, I speak, I do a lot of live speaking events, and every time I've ever spoken anywhere, women came up and said, "Do you have a book? Like, I want more. Do you have a book?" Yeah. And I was like, no, that sounds awful and tedious, and I'm not cut out for writing a book. I have ADHD, like we all kind of do these days. But I was like, oh, I'm not cut out for writing a book. That requires so much discipline and working on the same thing for years. And like, this is a no for me. And the theme just kept coming up. And I realized at this point I was in the coaching industry, very OG in the coaching industry. Yeah. I've been in the coaching industry for 18 years when I started this book. And I was like, I really owe it to myself and my clients and the people who want to hear from me to distill all of the wisdom that I've learned from my practice and from my own life, right, and really put it in this succinct, juicy manual that I would totally hand to my daughter. I don't have a daughter yet. I would love to. But hand it to, a future daughter, hand it to a past or future version of myself. And it just felt like a soul call, enough for me to get through the resistance.
I agree with all of that. I mean, the subtext is a practical guide from survival mode to soul satisfying joy. So let's talk a little bit about what it feels like to be in survival mode. And basically, so many people are operating from survival mode, even when they're doing well. Even when things are going well, that survival mode, that scarcity mindset just clicks back in and suddenly you're right back where you were. How do people identify that and then start to move out of it?
Well,
even in the moment, because it's like a big transition.
It is. It's a big transition. And I would honor that it's a big transition and know that there's not really a silver bullet on this because there's many pieces to it. Mm-hmm. The first step is awareness. And you're speaking to that already. It's awareness. It's going, oh my gosh, I'm living with my back up against the wall and like looking for the next crisis,
right?
Even when things are okay. It's one thing if things are actually in crisis. It's another thing if things are actually all right. There's enough money, you're rested enough, like, the situations are good enough, and you're still feeling heightened and intense and searching and hypervigilant about scanning for your safety. Which sounds like an overstatement, but we do that, right?
No,
we do.
Absolutely. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
So awareness around that, and then the decision that this is not how I'm going to live. This is, unfortunately, normal. And I'm not here to be normal. I'm here to be a magical creature living my highest purpose. Yeah. So I'm going to do all of these inconvenient things that will baby step me into a place of more grounded and safe feeling, and then from there go to thriving and flourishing. And I can give some practical tools around this. Would that be helpful,
Please do. I
Evelyn?
think we're all just waiting with bated breath right now. Please tell. Tell us
Okay,
the
well,
tools.
yeah, it's honoring that there's been trauma, and
Mhm.
the trauma is what's driving the car when you're searching for safety or lack of safety. The trauma is really at the wheel driving the car, and we don't want the trauma driving the car because that's not our highest best self, and
Mhm.
we will miss out on all kinds of opportunities. So owning that even if things aren't that bad, you've experienced heartbreak, rejection, bad surprises, the other shoe dropping, and really committing to one of the practices that I spend a lot of time in the book talking about the ways that we can clear trauma, either sessions with EFT tapping or going to a specialist, and EMDR, which really rewires the brain and the neural pathways, or brain spotting, but really going to a specialist, or if that's not in the budget, there actually are YouTube videos where you could walk yourself through an EFT tapping
Mhm.
session about how to calm the nervous system so that you can have more access to your higher self and that information. So it's clearing the trauma.
Right.
It's also grounding the body.
Mhm.
Coffee's normal. Most of us, it doesn't make us feel grounded and calm. So it's it's taking a look at the stimulants, it's taking a look at the things that we're doing, the refined sugar that's
Yeah.
spiking up, the things that are spiking our body
Yeah.
in an uncomfortable way. It's really taking a look at all of the things that you're doing and how they're making you feel.
Absolutely. Because when your nervous system is activated, you're not coming from a place of clarity or groundedness. You're coming from that place of scarcity, of fear, right?
Yeah,
That small child inside that's like, oh my gosh. And they're running, they're now driving the car. And that's a terrifying place to be.
correct.
So I love that you brought up tapping. Can we just talk
Yeah.
about tapping for just a second? Because it's something that I got into this year, and just what an amazing thing that you can do. You could just watch a couple of YouTube videos.
You
I'm sure
could.
it's
I
much
like I like it's not ideal,
it's not
but
ideal. I was just going to say, like, if you can work with someone who that's what they do, that is
mhm.
absolutely what you should do. But it at least can kind of give you like the basis of what it is and to learn sort of what the groundwork is. But tapping, explain kind of in a nutshell what that looks like and what that does.
So I'm not a specialist in this. I'm more of a client actually in this area.
That's even
And
better, actually.
what's
I'd love to know from the client perspective how that's helped you. Because then,
oh, absolutely. Well, what being a client in this area has helped me do is go right into the trigger with the safe porting of the specialist.
Mhm.
So she will take me to, like, I was having an issue with flying,
Mhm.
and it felt visceral, and I couldn't really link it to any major trauma. It was just flying was okay. And then all of a sudden, I was having a fear response to getting on a plane.
Wow.
So we would walk through the steps of getting on the plane and tap through, and I believe these are different meridians.
Right.
So the energy gets stuck somewhere for us. And
Yeah.
when we're talking through something and tapping through the different meridians, removing the energy and reintegrating the energy so there's not like a stuck place where it's just like
Yeah.
unsafe, unsafe, unsafe.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I'm not explaining it perfectly.
That's
But
okay. We're not
yeah,
experts here on
it's
tapping.
really helped me. It's really helped me.
That's so true. And then again, with like brain spotting and EMDR, again, work with a
Mhm.
specialist. People get certified in this.
Yes.
I'm actually going to be getting certified in both of those.
Yeah,
I don't think you know this. I'm a therapist. I'm a marriage and family therapist. So
I did
what
not
all
know.
those degrees are. But yeah, no, it's so important because if you are operating from this like smaller place, right? This fearful place of scarcity, and you never feel that you feel safe enough to leave it, right? Your adult self is never like, oh, hey, we've got you. It's okay. You're never going to be able to, right? And you're going to stay stuck and you're going to have that energy that's stuck in your body. So I love that you bring this up because to make real transformation, there's no way you can do it unless you do healing, like real healing.
Absolutely. I also feel like I must mention that women of a certain age can, like, I'm now in my 40s, and when I was
Oh,
going through this, um,
no.
yeah, when I was going to therapy to clear the trauma and, feel more access to my higher self, she was like, you're in your 40s. Have you gotten your hormones checked?
Oh my
And
God.
I was kind of like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Really? Because I was like, I'm fine. This is mental. This isn't physical. I'm healthy. Like what is, and I just committed to what I'm talking about right now with you, like really being like, okay, this anxious version
Mm,
is not how it's not the new me. I refuse
mhm.
to accept this. So
Right.
what else? So I went and explored every recommendation that she made, which was doing the trauma work. That
Mm.
was also craniosacral therapy,
Mm.
which is, I honestly don't even know what she's doing, but it's amazing. Yeah, I don't even want to pretend that I know the
but it,
science.
but it's working.
Yes. And then I went and got blood work done and found out about my hormones and made some adjustments with supplementation, and I'm back. And the irony of, like, I was going into book launch mode, and I was also experiencing this huge wave of anxiety.
Yeah.
And I was like, gosh, I can't be in survival mode while I'm promoting my book, which is about how to get out of survival mode.
Right.
Like,
We're like, this is
there's
really
been
off brand.
yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we've got some work to do right now. And I
Yeah.
did it. Yeah.
I'm so happy that you went and explored that part of it because it is so true. Like perimenopause starts at the end of your 30s. It could be even like
Hmm.
36, guys, and it goes well into your 40s. And you may not feel anything, but I have a story for you just to let you know that you are not alone.
Please.
Um, I think it's very interesting that you brought up like the fear of flying all of a sudden and for no reason. Your anxiety was
Right.
like, wait, what? I have been on the birth control pill for 100 years.
Right.
And all of my girlfriends were like, just get off it, get off it. And to whoever, feels one way about it or one other way about it, my body was very happy on it. Like it took it really well. It made me very like, just, I was really good. Went off it for a year. It was so fascinating to see what happened, good and bad,
Wow.
with being off of it. And at the end of it, I was like, wow, I've gotten a really good snapshot into like where I am with perimenopause and
Mm.
I need hormone balancing. So, I ended up going back on it because I still have like a chance to get pregnant and I don't really want to. So I'm like, I'll stay on it for just a bit more. But going into HRT eventually, when the time is right, is definitely the right thing to do. And so many women, like, you don't have to suffer. If you're dealing
Mm-mm.
with anxiety or depression or weight gain I mean, literally, I went off the pill. I gained like 10 pounds like that. It was just like instant. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And like all in my stomach. I was like, well, this is great. This is awesome. So yeah, like having that figured out just hormonally and physically can
Hmm.
make you realize like, oh, my brain is okay.
Yeah, I'm
We're
back.
okay.
We want the feeling of I'm back.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so you get your hormones checked. They're happy, happy hormones. Yay.
Happy hormones are feeling great.
Feeling
Yes,
great.
feeling great.
With your book, when did it
Mhm.
actually come out? It just came out, right?
Oh, yeah, it's so fresh. It came out like 3.5 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
So it is new, new, new in the marketplace. New.
So exciting. What is the main thing from your book that you would like to share with the audience today? Just the biggest part of it that you're like, this is the most important takeaway. I don't know if you could do that because there's quite a few great takeaways from your book, but the
Hmm.
first thing that you'd want to talk about.
I would say that this impending doom that many women feel about it being too late,
Ooh,
whether we
yeah.
speak it out loud or not, is just a morbid lie.
Yeah.
It was not created by women,
That's for sure.
and it wasn't created by someone that likes women. So this societal message that comes to us in so many insidious ways about it's too late, it's too late. No, it's the miracles are for the younger muse like energy, or like there hasn't been this deep honoring of the aging process and feeling like my best years are yet to come.
Right.
That's not a message that any of us are getting.
Yeah.
So it's untethering from that messaging and going, I'm going to be around for a while if I'm lucky, God willing.
Yep. It's
Is
like a
that,
whole other
do I,
half.
do I want to stay in a place of self loathing and feeling like it's too late and I've missed the boat somehow on my romantic life or on my dreams?
Yeah.
What are we doing with that? No.
Mm.
So I really dismantle that in this book and give a different lens and practical tools around having a different lens that are fact
Absolutely.
based, not just my opinion. It's like
Yeah.
here's here's the stories of how it's super not too late, and that's a morbid lie.
Right. And that's such a patriarchal construct, right? That's just, it's like men were like, oh, we get better looking as we get older. How fantastic for us. I guess it's all over for you ladies. But then we see people like the Jennifer Anistons of the world and like looking better than ever.
Yeah.
And we're living longer than we've ever lived. We're healthier than we've ever been. Why on earth would it stop in like middle age, I guess, especially for women? Like we have more autonomy, more money, more degrees, more freedom than we've ever had. And in this age of, British folk saying like having a boyfriend is embarrassing, it is at this point, and it isn't, because I love men. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a man hater or anything like that. But there are a lot of really bad guys out there who really have not done any work. And we all have been doing this work and are continuing to better ourselves. And we're like, hey, show up for us. Show
Mm-hmm.
up at this level or at least closer to it, and we'll give you a shot. Otherwise, we're going to go live the rest of our lives in the best of our lives.
Absolutely.
You know?
Amen. Amen to all of that.
Just preach. No, because I think about that all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not. I mean, my grandmother just passed away at 97, so I'm going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here for a bit. So I'm not even like at middle age yet. I'm like getting there, but not quite.
Let
And
me ask you a question, Jacqueline. When you say the word middle age, how does it make you feel?
I have never liked that word. And I remember the first time someone said, oh, you're middle aged. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? I don't know what
Yeah.
that means.
So I feel
So
like
not good.
I don't have the answer to this, but I just want us to take a look at all of this language that makes us feel like shit.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
So I don't think I've ever met a woman who's like, I'm middle aged. Woo! Like like it doesn't make us feel good. And it's not used kindly. It's
No.
like another middle-aged woman who's blah, 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 middle-aged and single, or like, it's
Mhm.
never put in a positive light.
Mhm.
So I would invite you, your listeners, me to find words that actually feel good when you say them. And if midlife or middle age makes you feel like shit, then don't say it.
Honestly, I so agree. I can't think of another word except for that, but I really hate
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
visceral
It's
reaction
what,
inside.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
whatever that word is. Like I refuse to allow my girlfriends to call themselves old
Yeah.
around me. Like I'm like, no, no, no. Because every time we call ourselves old, we're giving that message to ourselves, our subconscious, but
Mhm.
also to who we're saying it about. So,
Yeah.
say you're 50 years old and you're like, I'm old. You're telling a 30-year-old woman she's going to be old when
Yes.
she's 50. Or
Yeah.
if it's a 70-year-old woman you're saying it to, you're telling her she's extra old. So, it's
So true.
suppressive. It's suppressive.
Yeah.
I'm not into it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. Oh
Choose
my
different words, please, God.
Seriously, no, okay. If we come up with a different word during the podcast, we're just gonna like claim it.
Yes, we can brainstorm on it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's so true. Cause like I remember one of my closest girlfriends, I think we were doing a podcast or a live, and she said that. And I was like, no, I no. And I was so like, absolutely not. And there's nothing wrong with being in fact, I just had a birthday a couple days ago. And
Happy birthday.
thank you. And it was interesting. I did a quick podcast on it, and I'm like, I don't feel any different. I'm not feeling like the year that I am now, this age is really going to change. I mean, stuff will change because everything is always changing, but I'm not like, this is going to be the best year of my life. I mean, maybe it will be. Who knows? I don't know. But it's really interesting. And I had this whole like podcast about like and it came out today actually. Like, what if age didn't matter? What if as a society, we didn't even clock our ages? We didn't know how many years we had been on earth, and age didn't really matter because again, we look better, we live better, we're healthier, we're living forever. I mean, and I hate to say the MA word again. I won't even say it. I'll just like the initials of it, MA word. But like, we're going to be here for a bit. So
Yeah, so if that's true, we're not actually in midlife.
No.
We're like third life.
There you go. Maybe that's it. It's just
We're
like
third life. Yeah, I mean, I could, with the biohacking and everything, I could live till I'm 130, which means I'm really just kind of a teenager after all.
I love this. Oh my God, we're just teenagers right now. I loved
That's
it.
right. Still figuring it out.
We're so young. But no, but I think that's such an interesting idea of like, if we didn't care about age, if it wasn't even a thought in our brains with everyone, what would you do? What would you continue to do? You would never feel bad that you weren't married by a certain age or had a career by a certain age. You would just keep making stuff happen.
Correct. And I just want to name it again that aging has been used as a suppressive shaming tool towards women for all of existence, as far as I know. Probably not. I'm sure that's not fully true, but like at least in the 1900s and in the 2000s, like it's no one's like, oh my God, you had a birthday. Congratulations. You lived another year. It's like, oh, another birthday. Like we have to dismantle this and take a look at it. Just take a look at it and notice the insidious ways that are, woven in that make women feel bad about themselves when it's just not necessary and it's not real unless you buy into it.
That's right. Unless you actually buy into it. And isn't that like the whole premise of the book, right? Like,
yes.
What do you believe in? If you believe in it, it'll be real. But if you don't, like, what should it be for you? What is it for you?
The book, one of the main themes is being at choice. Mm-hmm. And just the awareness, like, oh, stress is a choice. Mm-hmm. Oh, shame is a choice. Like, oh, possibility and spark is a choice.
Yeah.
These are results that come from micro choices that we make all the time. So if everything's a choice, cracking the code of living this phenomenal existence is not such a mystery.
Right. Especially if you believe in quantum physics.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, not to go down that rabbit hole, but exactly. It's all about micro choices. You're going to end up and sometimes it's truly just about like life just hands you stuff and you're like, oh, well, that's happening now. But what choice do you make after you've been handed this new thing?
Right.
After it.
It sounded like you wanted to talk about this British Vogue article. So I would love to hear your thoughts on it, or, what felt controversial about it or true, or,
I mean, I think in regards to relationships, and we've definitely touched on a lot of it, but I think in regards to relationships, really decentering men and not living to the societal standard of, I need to be chosen. And if I am not chosen by a certain age, if I do not have a marriage or children or whatever, I have somehow failed. Yes. And letting go of all of that societal pressure and then literally being like, because I think this all the time. I'm like, I'm grateful that I am not divorced because I watched my parents go through multiple horrendous divorces. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that. So I
Yeah.
won't get married to the wrong person. And I haven't so far. Like,
That's winning.
yay, right?
Winning.
I
Yeah.
feel like I have won. However, while I feel like I've made really good choices for me and have saved myself a lot of heartache, people who wouldn't know me would be like, oh, wait, you've never been married and you don't have kids. What's
What's
wrong with you?
wrong? What's wrong? Or they can even come at it like it's a code to crack. Like, how can they help you figure out where you went wrong so that they can help you fix this problem
Mhm, mhm.
that you don't actually have?
No, it's actually that I did a lot of good choice. I made a lot of really good choices. Like
Yeah.
I can't help that like the people that I've had relationships with weren't my person. Also, we're so different when we're younger. If I had chosen to stay with the same person when I was 21 until now, like that may have worked. It also may not have worked. I broke
Yeah.
up with them for a reason.
Correct. Correct.
But I think what, the article's really getting at is again, like decentering men and what choices will you make as a person, as a woman who has their whole life ahead of them to do whatever they want. And if a really great guy comes along that is a good fit for you and a good match, and you don't lose yourself in the relationship, which is a whole other conversation we can have,
Totally.
you know, is it worth it? And also, what kind of relationships are we having these days? There's still a very traditional relationship that exists, and that's a beautiful thing. But there's also other types of relationships that are popping up all over the place of like, how much time are we spending together? Even if we're committed,
Mhm.
are we living together? Maybe we have separate houses for decades. That happens, which is
Yeah.
fine. But it's like, it's
Yeah.
working. So who's to say what's right or wrong?
What I love about this conversation is it's really breaking the mold. It's about breaking the mold. And I feel like there is an awareness now that whatever we were doing in the past isn't creating happy, flourishing, juicy, lifelong relationships
Yeah.
90% of the time, right? And the days of I need a man to protect me and provide for me, like it's not the same as it used to be.
Hmm.
Now I feel that that is a desire, but because we are so capable, we're wanting the other things from men as well. It's like
Right.
you're not going to pick some oaf who can just provide and protect, but he's also kind of an oaf.
Yeah.
To the point of this article of like boyfriends, quote unquote, are embarrassing. Some are.
Hmm.
Some are. And that's what happens when we either get bored and just want a boyfriend, so you kind of pick one, or you're with someone that's not at your consciousness level at all
Yep.
because you want to be partnered. I think that's what they're speaking to.
I agree.
And the way out of this, right, this conundrum, because this is not about there are no good men. No, that's not true.
Hmm. Hmm.
There are so many amazing men. There really are. There really are, but they're not down for the most part. They're not down at the sports bars, and it's not this old model of like just pick a good provider and like cross your fingers and put up with his
Yeah.
bullshit
Yeah.
because he's a provider. Like that doesn't work. It's not working. We're not doing it anymore for the most part.
Right.
So, what is the new model, right?
What is the new model,
We
Elizabeth?
get to choose. We get to choose. So I say in my empowered romance chapter, so juicy. Oh my God. That was so fun to write, to take all these stories and all the wisdom that I have from my coaching practice in this. But the happily ever after it's dead. It's died and it's gone to fairy tale heaven. It never served us because it doesn't speak to the messy middle of it all.
Right.
So, my greatest suggestion is find someone who's growth minded,
Hmm.
that you have a certain level of chemistry with, that's growth minded, that's willing and able
Hmm.
to improve. That's two very separate things, willing to do better and able to do better, growth minded. And that's the baseline.
Hmm.
Anything other than that, generally it's not going to work out. And, it's got a shelf life. But if you pick someone who can reinvent with you, who's
Mm-hmm.
committed to growth, who's committed to lifelong romance, whatever that means for you or for them, but and
Mm-hmm.
then the relationship has the opportunity to reinvent,
Ooh, I like
which is going to be necessary since we're both living till we're 130 at least.
that.
Like,
Like,
this love is going to need to reinvent and reinvent again
yeah.
because many of us are different people every 5 years if
Yeah.
you're in the growth lane.
Yeah.
So it's having someone where you're like, okay, I'm doing my growth path, but also we're going to stay interconnected and we're going to keep this juicy connection at the forefront. That's an option. But it's also an option to partner someone where you get a lot of amazing things out of the relationship, but you don't want to be attached at the hip 24/7.
Right.
And
Right.
that's a choice.
Yeah.
So any of this shaming around there like being a right way and a wrong way, no. Are you satisfied? Are you happy? Does this work for you? Does this relationship bring out the best in you most of the time?
Mm-hmm.
Go from there.
Yeah.
Make your own rules. And people don't like that answer because it's uncomfortable. And we're like, no, show me the path. Well, the path is happily grow together
Yeah.
and pick a partner that can do that. And if you can't, if it's a Homer Simpson situation with the like, hand down the pants and the beer in the hand, like,
Choices.
you can choose, you can have that. We all know how to have that.
Yeah.
But most of us don't want that.
Yeah, no. And I mean, that just goes right back around to all these micro choices we're making.
Yeah.
And the fact that women are making a very big choice right now to be alone. And we are waiting for something worthwhile.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a very interesting next decade of what this is going to lead into because to your point too is pick someone that's right for you. If you have certain roles that you guys play in the relationship that work for you, but maybe someone looking on the outside would be like, oh, I could never do that. That's great. They don't need to. That's not for
Yeah.
them.
I feel like what we really need to untether from or decentralize more than we need to decentralize men is decentralizing what other people think about our lives.
Oh, so true.
That's the real enemy. Men
Yeah.
are not the enemy. Men are amazing. I mean, not all of them, but
Not
like
all of
a lot
them,
of
but
them
some,
are. Yeah, a
right.
lot of them are.
Yeah.
So find a way that floats your boat and try different things and try
Right.
things that other people wouldn't approve of if it serves you. But like breaking the mold is necessary
Right.
at this point.
Exactly. And just not caring what other people think, which is so much easier said than done. But I mean, again, like we're both in our 40s now. It's like, I don't know, something just clicked and I was like, I just don't care. Like maybe I care for
Yeah.
a split second, but I'm like, I just
So
don't
I'll
care
share this with
anymore.
you. I get exactly what you're saying. I'll tell you right now, I do care. I care what other people think because I like other people and I want them to like me and I want to feel understood. But
Yeah.
I care more about my happiness.
Right. Right. That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah. So I can't. So I feel like this, like, don't care and YOLO. It's for a lot of us, it's not real because we like people and we want to be understood. And it's
Yeah.
easier if people understand your choices and approve of your life. That's easier. But the higher commitment needs to be to our own satisfaction, our own joy, our own intuition, our own magic.
Right.
That's the primary commitment over what Sally and Judy and mom and dad, like
Mhm.
whoever the list is, what they think.
Right.
What I've noticed in my own life is the more conviction I have around my choices, the less people mess with me about my choices. Like if they're like, "Oh, Elizabeth, I think you're really doing." When I had this big breakup, I almost got married to. Oh my God, it would have been the worst marriage ever.
Oh, this is the
I
one in
don't.
the book, right?
There is a reference to this, yes, but it's not the main love story in the
Okay.
book. So, finance guy in New York, really nice guy, but just so incompatible with me,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And we got pretty far in our relationship and we were looking at marriage, and I really realized I need to get off this train. Like,
Mhm.
this is not my future. I looked into the future. I saw depression. I saw possible alcoholism. I saw a luxurious life that didn't fit. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to become this caricature that I see in movies where it's like
Yeah.
tennis lessons and wine to just like numb the pain of living a life that just feels wrong.
Right.
So I got off that train and I remember a family member sitting down with me and trying to have an intervention.
To get you
And
back together?
yeah, yeah,
Ooh.
she was like, and
Okay.
she was like, speaking from her own experience. And she said, I think you're prioritizing too much what you want and not what you need. And I said, well,
Mm.
let me ask you a question. Were you in love on your wedding day? And she was like, yeah, I was. And I was like, well, I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, got it. And I was like, this is the right thing for me. I'm not going to regret this. Trust me. Like, and she could feel the strength and the conviction that
Mhm.
I was making choices about my life. Like, when we're not certain about our own controversial choice,
Mhm.
that's where people will almost go harder with us
Mhm.
about their way because they feel the vulnerability.
That's such a good way. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hmm.
Well, I'm so glad you didn't make that choice.
Oh my God, me
Or to
too.
go back.
It would have been a very, very different book.
Oh, wow. But you listened to that, gut, and you saw kind of that future of like, oh my God, this is the road I'm going down. And
Yeah, no
made a
way.
different choice, which I'm sure was very hard to do. But again, I think, I love that you said like the harder you are on your own convictions and your choices, the more people will be like, Okay, like even if I disagree, like I'm going to let you do your thing." But the
Hmm.
weaker you are, the more vulnerable you become to that swaying from other people.
Yeah, or they'll just feel more that they can say, I just noticed with my own choices when I felt like wishy-washy, people really force their opinions. And when I have conviction, they're like, got it. It's your life.
Mm. Hmm. I know. That's so true. Okay, to wrap up the book in just a little
Mm.
bit, I mean, we talk so much about like, there's so much about boundaries and there's so much in this book. It really is such a good read. It feels so like you're talking, like you're reading with a best friend. And it
Yes.
has such a conversational, like realistic vibe to it. And it reads really fast, which I think is great. Because there's so many great nuggets in there. But I wouldn't read it too fast because you don't want to like run through it and be like, wait, hold on, let me absorb all the things.
Hmm.
Um, so we've talked about choices, we've talked about choices for our romantic lives and our lives without men or with men or whatever. I mean, personally, I'm like, I just want to buy a villa and do Under the Tuscan Sun and like live that life.
Hmm. I support you. Let's
You know,
go.
just for
Yes.
myself a nice Italian who's like maybe 10 years younger than me at this point. Just like
Right.
live that life. But what's the last thing that you'd like to talk about with your book that people should really know before they go buy it?
Ooh, what a great question. Hmm. I think the last piece of wisdom that I'd like to impart is that hope is something that is alive naturally in all of us. It's something that's alive naturally in children. And there's a certain point that happens for many of us where we stop hoping, dreaming, fantasizing, and we just start playing the cards that we think we're dealt,
Mhm.
right? Which is actually, on some level, a loss of hope. And we call it adulthood. We call it adulting. We call it middle age choice making. Like, yeah, we're both dry heaving over here. So I would say really having awareness that being hopeful, happy, and full of life, like children are, most children are naturally, that's where the wisdom is. And at some point, we think that adulting, where we get serious and heavy and practical, that's the wisdom. That's not the wisdom. That's what makes us ill, mentally and physically.
Right.
So I say reframing the way that you look at your life and going like, how can I recommit to my joy? How can I recommit to feeling alive on a different level and not phoning it in or surviving this beautiful life? And these all sound like amazing ideas. And it's kind of like, well, gosh, this is all so big, Elizabeth. How do I do that? That is why I wrote this book. This book will teach you exactly how to do that. It's not just ideas, it's tools at the end of every chapter, throughout every chapter. It's like, this is exactly what you do to feel like yourself again. The one that couldn't wait to get out of bed in the morning, that was like excited just to be alive or see the sunshine, like that newness that we only feel at certain moments of life. Like we can reclaim that. So I've created this manual. I hope that you check it out. I'm quite a book snob myself. I don't want to read very many books. So I created one that I would want to read. And I hope that you check it out. I'd love to tell people how to find it. If that's
Absolutely.
okay with you.
Go for it. Let's just go right into it.
Yeah. So you can go to madeformagicbook.com, and there you can see if the book is for you by getting the first chapter for free. Perfect. You can just, I'll send you the first chapter. There's so much juicy, amazing stuff in the first chapter. You could just stop there and not even read the rest of the book if you want.
But don't stop there.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for you to get the whole book and read it. And you can get it on Amazon. It's right now available on Amazon. The book is called Made for Magic. Yeah. That's what it looks like. It's a little blurry, Made for Magic. And buy it, read it, most importantly, and let it change your life.
It's true.
Implement the ideas.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's been so fun talking to you. I had such a great time just getting to know you better and talking about some really juicy topics for sure. Your book is so awesome, and I really highly recommend it. It reads fast, like I said, so once you start, it's very hard to put down. But thank you so much, Elizabeth. All of your info will be in the show notes, guys. Please click on all of her links, go follow her, buy the book. Thank you so much.
What a pleasure. Thank you.